Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we begin, let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Maharani Cahyaning Utami, student number 610-141-HO33 from Physical Education Department, Faculty of Sports Science, Semarang State University. Today, I'm going to be talking about attitude to sport. Okay, the meaning of attitude. The social psychology, Elliot Aronson, has developed an attitude as an enduring evaluation, positive or negative, of people, object, and idea. There are two important characteristics of attitude from this definition. The first is, attitudes are long-lasting. Once we have established a firm attitude to sport, we are likely stick with it. For example, we have a positive attitude toward football, love to play football, and love to watch football match. Function of attitude. There are three functions of attitude. The first, the adaptive function, the knowledge function, and the last is the ego defensive function. The first, the adaptive function. The adaptive function of attitude involves the usefulness of certain attitude in helping us achieve our goals. The knowledge function of attitude refers to the fact that having attitude makes the world simpler and more predictable place. The third, the ego defensive or self-defensive function of attitude conquer the fact that we can adopt attitude to help protect ourselves from difficult and painful feelings. Structure of attitude. The cognitive dimension of attitude conquers our belief. For example, we believe that jogging can improve health, so we jogging every day, and our health will improve. The affective dimension of attitude conquered our feeling. The term affective means emotional. For example, we love running, so when we do running, we are happy. And when we don't like volleyball, when we do volleyball, we don't enjoy the game. The behavior dimension of attitude conquers our action. Measuring attitude. Sport psychologists then rely more on direct measure. Direct measurement of attitude is done in three main ways. The first, Likert scale. Second, Semantic differential scale. Third, Thurstone scale. Likert scale. Likert 1932 developed the simpler and what become the most common way of measure attitude. We start with producing an equal number of positive and negative statements concerning whatever we are measuring attitude to. The statement can concern belief, feeling, and behavior. Then people are asking to respond to the statement, usually on a 5-point scale, ranging from SA, strongly agree, to strongly disagree, SC. Cahyaning 1968 developed a semantic differential scale called the Attitude Toward Physical Activity, TPA, to measure how positively people feel about sport and exercise. The APTE uses each part of the word opposite in meaning, referring to various types of physical activity and various functions of physical activity. Thurstone scale. Thurstone scale resemble Likert scale in that they appear as a series of statements, the two which respond choose a response based on how closely they agree with the statement, achieved by having a panel of at least 50 until 100 judge rate statement for positivity or negativity. The advantage of this is that when we add up someone's score, we can watch very positive and very negative statement more helpfully than only mildly positive statement. The formation of attitude to sport, personality, gen, and attitude. Personality is primarily determined by genetic factor, and there is in that some evidence that our genetic makeup predisposed us to generate positive or negative attitude to sport. Social learning of attitude. Social learning can help explain attitude to both participation and spectators. For example, where a boy sees his father watching football match and cheering when one team scores, the boy will be likely to copy the father behavior. Next is parental involvement. The extent to which parents actively get involved in children's sporting activity can affect their attitude to sport. For example, when a child gets permission from their parents to exercise, the child will exercise. The next one, desire for health and physical enhancement. Thus, we might agree that society is right to pressure people to use sport and exercise to manage their weight and fitness. Attitude to competition. There appear to be difference between athlete and non-athlete. In attitude to competition, Finferberg and Mook, 1997 surveyed 164 university students on their attitude to sport. Half of this being participant in sport at university level. Athletes place more emphasis on the importance of competition in sport than did the control group, along with opportunity for social status and career enhancement. Non-participants in sport were positive about sport, but saw its purpose more in terms of enhanced self-esteem and character development. Attitude to sport and sporting behavior. The theory of reason action in the TRI, two factors determine individual intention to take part in sport. Their general attitude to sport and how socially desirable they consider sport to be. The next one, the theory of planned behavior. As in the TRI, there is a strong link between intention and action. However, we formulate the intention to act in a time, why only when we perceive that we have control over our behavior. Therefore, before we have an intent to participate in sport, we need to have positive feeling in belief about sport, and we need to see sport as a social desirable activity. The next one is the trans-theoretical model, TTM. According to the TTM, people go through 5 stages before they regularly participate in sport. The first, pre-contemplation. People have no attention to exercise. Second, contemplation. They have intention to take up a physical activity. Third, preparation. They began irregular or infrequent exercise. Fourth, action. They engage fully in sport-term participant. Fifth, maintenance. They maintain regular participants. Strategy to change attitude. The first, have a positive view of sport, hang out with people who like sport, and the last, create our sport target. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.